Think you know which brand leads the pack? Toyota, Honda, or Mazda? What if I told you Mazda might be changing the game in ways no one saw coming? Mazda, long the underdog with its sporty yet affordable reputation, is now pushing into premium territory. Meanwhile, Toyota and Honda are stepping up their game with cutting-edge technology and eco-friendly innovations. This is not just about which brand has the flashiest car or the latest features. It is a battle that could determine the future of driving. From engine reliability to electric advancements, each of these automakers has a unique strategy for staying ahead. But here's the real question: who will ultimately come out on top? Will Mazda's bold evolution dethrone the Titans, or do Toyota and Honda still hold the upper hand? Stick with us until the end. You won't want to miss these surprising twists. Is this the start of a new era? You might think Toyota and Honda dominate reliability and affordability, but Mazda's numbers tell a different story. For decades, Toyota and Honda have been seen as unbeatable when it comes to low maintenance costs and dependable value. But what if I told you that another brand quietly surpassed them in a key area without most of us noticing? We all want clear, transparent cost comparisons when deciding which car to buy, especially when it comes to parts and repairs. So imagine the shock when data from independent repair shops revealed a surprising frontrunner. People everywhere began questioning their long-held beliefs. Could a smaller player like Mazda really disrupt the pecking order when it comes to out-of-pocket costs? When the facts came in, they were tough to ignore. Mazda ranked among the most cost-effective brands for common replacement parts, far ahead of what most expected. This revelation sent shockwaves through car enthusiasts and drivers alike, challenging everything we thought we knew about which brands offer the best deals. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Cheaper parts might be a great start, but they don't tell the whole story. We all know that price efficiency needs to be balanced with other factors, like how often repairs are needed and overall reliability. As exciting as it is to see an underdog rise to the challenge, it's equally important to keep things in perspective. So before we go celebrating Mazda's surprising ascent too soon, we need to ask the real questions. Why are their parts cheaper, and what does that mean for you and me? Stick around, because we're about to dig into the bigger picture and uncover the truth behind this unexpected shift. The real cost factor. What if I told you that despite cheaper parts, Mazda owners might actually spend more on repairs? When people first discover that Mazda leads the pack with lower priced replacement items, they may wonder if that single factor translates into significant savings over time. However, repair bills go well beyond the price tag of a single component. To understand how much money an owner truly shells out, you must examine the overall visit cost whenever the car goes into the shop. Labor fees, diagnostic charges, and the scope of required work all combine to determine how expensive a trip to the mechanic becomes. Many repair specialists observe that while the part itself might be less costly for a Mazda, the number of items replaced during a typical visit can sometimes be higher. Perhaps the car needs a few additional hoses, gaskets, or connectors that accumulate on the invoice. Maybe certain design quirks lead to the replacement of related parts more frequently. There can be a wide range of reasons why the final repair bill comes in higher than expected. Some drivers are shocked when they see that Toyota or Honda owners, despite sometimes paying more for a single item, end up with a lower invoice at the end of the day. The difference often lies in which parts are replaced simultaneously and how extensive the work turns out to be. Mechanically speaking, each brand has its own service patterns, so what appears to be cheaper on paper does not always translate into a bargain in real life. This might seem like a disadvantage, but there's more to understand. Challenging reliability myths. Many think Mazda's reliability can't match Toyota's, but what does the data say? Anyone who has spent time browsing automotive forums or chatting with longtime enthusiasts will have heard a familiar refrain: Toyota and Honda never break down, while Mazda sits a notch below in terms of long-term endurance. Yet personal anecdotes and brand stereotypes sometimes overlook objective data. In recent years, mechanics and consumer surveys have begun to shed fresh light on the true state of Mazda's reliability. When owners bring vehicles into the shop, certain patterns emerge. Technicians might see a variety of models from different manufacturers and notice that major breakdowns do not occur as frequently with Mazda as older assumptions suggested. Instead, the brand's core engineering can stand up to everyday wear quite well, pushing back against the idea that Mazda is more prone to issues than its competitors. These observations are not meant to label Mazda as perfect. Rather, they highlight that many preconceived notions lack concrete evidence in modern times. Drivers who have only heard hearsay about endless Toyota or Honda durability might be astonished to learn that Mazda's track record has grown stronger over the past decade. Adjustments in design, build quality, and engineering focus have contributed to a brand that can hold its own. While this does not mean every Mazda outperforms every Toyota or Honda on the road, it does invite car shoppers to question old beliefs that peg Mazda as a fragile alternative. Mazda might not be as fragile as some believe. Here's why that's important. The frequency puzzle. Imagine buying a car that visits the shop twice as often. Would you still call it reliable? For all the talk about cost and reliability, one crucial data point often remains elusive: how frequently a vehicle actually needs to see a mechanic. People may come away with a skewed impression if they only learn about part prices or average repair invoices without knowing whether a particular model ends up in the shop on a regular basis. The reality is that a cheap part does not do you much good if you need to replace it multiple times per year. In an ideal world, owners could easily look up precise figures for how often each brand's vehicles require unscheduled maintenance. Unfortunately, that level of detail is not always readily accessible, leaving plenty of gaps in the conversation. If Mazda, for instance, were proven to need more frequent service calls, any advantage in parts cost could vanish. Conversely, if Toyota or Honda required periodic checkups less often, they might still come out on top overall, regardless of how much each component costs individually. Part of the mystery lies in the wide range of driving conditions, maintenance habits, and model variations. One driver's experience might differ dramatically from another's, even with the same vehicle type. Yet ignoring frequency data entirely can lead to misguided conclusions about which brand is the better long-term investment. In essence, a single measurement, like part cost or repair visit totals, rarely conveys the entire story. Understanding repair frequency could change your perception of these brands. A style revolution. What if I told you that Mazda once won the World Design of the Year award? Yes, this recognition is not just a fluke, but a testament to the company's transformation in design philosophy over the past decade. Once considered a modest player in the automotive industry, Mazda has managed to redefine its visual identity, bringing a level of style that rivals even high-end European manufacturers. The brand's design language, known as Kodo, translates to soul of motion. This philosophy is centered on creating cars that look alive even when they are standing still. Take a glance at a modern Mazda and you will immediately notice sleek, flowing lines that convey both elegance and sportiness. The front grille, often a signature for many automakers, has been meticulously crafted to exude confidence without being overly aggressive. Mazda's designers intentionally integrate this grille seamlessly into the car's aerodynamic curves, creating a unified, harmonious look that is both striking and sophisticated. This visual appeal extends beyond the grille. Mazda's color options, particularly their signature Soul Red Crystal, are engineered with precision to reflect light in dynamic ways. The paint process involves multiple layers that create depth and brilliance, making the car almost appear as if it were in constant motion under changing lighting conditions. Every curve of the body is designed to catch light in subtle yet impactful ways, emphasizing the sculptural beauty of each model. The global automotive community took notice of this innovation. Winning awards is not merely for show. It builds trust and admiration from customers who want their car to reflect their sense of style. With this focus on aesthetics, Mazda appeals to those who want more than transportation. They want a statement on four wheels. Mazda's appeal, however, is not just skin deep. As we shift our focus inward, you will see how this brand is raising the bar for affordable luxury without breaking your budget. Affordable luxury redefined. How do you get a car that feels like luxury without paying luxury prices? Mazda may have found the answer. Step inside a modern Mazda and you will immediately notice something that sets it apart. An interior that feels crafted, not assembled. Mazda's approach to interior design is centered around the principle of less is more. Every component, from the dashboard layout to the door panels, is designed with clean simplicity. Yet this simplicity does not sacrifice quality. In fact, Mazda's focus on high-quality materials rivals cars that cost significantly more. Soft-touch surfaces cover areas you interact with the most, such as the steering wheel, armrests, and control knobs. Mazda's designers pay particular attention to tactile experience, ensuring that every button and switch feels satisfying to the touch. This attention to detail is not something you find often in other brands at this price point. Moreover, Mazda offers elegant interior color schemes that break away from the bland black or gray found in many competitors. Buyers can choose options like deep burgundy leather, which adds a bold upscale touch to the cabin. This level of personalization enhances the feeling that the car was made to suit your tastes. Beyond materials, craftsmanship plays a crucial role. Mazda employs traditional Japanese design concepts such as Jinba Ittai, which translates to horse and rider-ism. This principle guides the seamless integration of interior elements, ensuring that everything is intuitively placed for comfort and ease of use. For example, the center console is positioned to allow the driver to reach controls without distraction, creating a sense of harmony between the car and its occupants. In a world where luxury often equates to sky-high prices, Mazda is proving that you do not have to spend a fortune to enjoy a premium experience. But this sense of refinement does not stop at aesthetics. It also extends to what lies beneath the hood. Engineered for simplicity. Sometimes simpler is better, especially when it comes to engines. In a market where complexity is often equated with progress, Mazda's approach stands out by focusing on mechanical simplicity and reliability. This philosophy is embodied in Mazda's Skyactive technology, which rethinks the basics of engine design to deliver both efficiency and performance without the added complications found in turbocharged or hybrid systems. Mazda's Skyactive engines are naturally aspirated, which means they do not rely on turbochargers to boost performance. Why is this significant? Turbocharged engines, while powerful, often come with additional maintenance concerns as components like turbochargers and intercoolers can wear out over time. Mazda, on the other hand, has optimized its engines to achieve similar levels of performance and fuel economy through intelligent engineering rather than complex add-ons. One of the key innovations in Skyactive technology is the use of higher compression ratios. This allows the engine to extract more energy from each drop of fuel, improving both power output and efficiency. Paired with Mazda's 6-speed automatic transmission, the system delivers smooth and predictable power delivery without the rubbery feel often associated with continuously variable transmissions found in some competitors. The result is an engine that not only lasts longer, but also provides a more enjoyable and reliable ownership experience. It is designed to handle everyday driving needs with minimal fuss, allowing owners to spend more time on the road and less time at the mechanic. But while simplicity is at the core of Mazda's engineering, the driving experience itself is anything but ordinary. The joy of driving. Ever heard of Zoom Zoom? Mazda's driving experience lives up to that slogan. This is a brand that takes driving dynamics seriously, offering a level of engagement that is rare in non-luxury cars. Whether you are cruising on the highway or navigating winding roads, a Mazda feels alive beneath you. One key factor contributing to this experience is the balance of the chassis. Mazda engineers have fine-tuned the suspension and weight distribution to create a car that feels stable and composed, yet agile enough to handle sharp turns with ease. This balance gives drivers the confidence to push their cars a little further, knowing that it will respond predictably to their inputs. The steering in particular is a standout feature. Mazda's steering systems are designed to provide feedback that is both precise and natural. Unlike the overly light or disconnected steering found in some competitors, Mazda's setup delivers just the right amount of resistance, making it easy to place the car exactly where you want it. Brake performance is equally impressive. Mazda calibrates its braking system to provide strong stopping power without feeling too abrupt. This allows for smoother deceleration and greater control in both city and highway driving conditions. Mazda's commitment to driving pleasure is part of what sets it apart from brands that prioritize comfort and convenience above all else. Here, driving is not just a necessity, it is an experience to be enjoyed. And for many buyers, that makes all the difference. Now that we have seen what Mazda does right, it is time to explore the areas where they still have room for improvement. Stay tuned. The infotainment divide. One feature might drive you mad with Mazda's system, and it's not what you think. In today's world where almost everything is controlled by touch, you would expect Mazda to follow suit. But Mazda has made a bold design choice with its infotainment system, using a rotary dial instead of a traditional touchscreen interface. Imagine this: you get into your car, ready to change your playlist or navigate to your next destination. Your instinct is to tap the screen, but Mazda's system forces you to adapt. You must rotate and click through menus to access features features that, in other vehicles, take only a single touch. This can feel frustrating for many drivers, especially those accustomed to more intuitive setups found in competitors like Toyota and Honda. Mazda argues that this design is safer. They claim it reduces distractions by limiting the need to reach and tap a screen while driving. Instead, your hand stays on the rotary control near the gear shift. While there may be some truth to this, not everyone agrees. In a world where immediate access to media and apps is expected, Mazda's approach feels outdated to some drivers. However, the system is not entirely without merit. The interface itself is clean and free from clutter, making it easy to read, and once you adjust to the rotary control, it can become second nature. Plus, the system includes modern conveniences such as wireless phone mirroring and voice commands, which help compensate for the lack of touchscreen functionality. So, is the rotary dial a deal breaker? For tech enthusiasts who want quick access to features, it might be. But for others, Mazda's decision may make sense from a safety and usability standpoint. Mazda may lag here, but other features help balance the equation. Interior space constraints. For some buyers, space is everything. Can Mazda deliver enough of it? In the highly competitive compact car and crossover segments, interior room can often make or break a buyer's decision. While Mazda excels in style and craftsmanship, some drivers find themselves asking, where's the space? Mazda vehicles, particularly the Mazda 3 sedan and CX-5 crossover, often sacrifice interior volume to achieve their sleek, sporty designs. Rear seat passengers may notice the difference first. Legroom in Mazda's compact models can feel cramped compared to Honda's Civic or Toyota's Corolla, which prioritize passenger comfort with roomier interiors. Cargo space is another point of contention, with Mazda offering smaller trunk areas in many of its vehicles. Consider a road trip scenario. If you are someone who frequently hauls large items or travels with family, limited trunk capacity can become a noticeable drawback. Even for everyday grocery runs, it might feel as though you are playing a game of Tetris to fit everything inside. That said, Mazda does incorporate some clever design choices to maximize available space. Foldable rear seats provide extra cargo versatility when needed, and the driver's seat and front row layout offer a spacious cockpit-like experience. Still, these features may not fully satisfy buyers who expect more generous room for passengers and luggage. Ultimately, the question of interior space comes down to priorities. If you value style, sportiness, and driver-focused design, Mazda's compact size may not be an issue, but for buyers prioritizing family or cargo needs, brands like Honda and Toyota may have an edge. For certain buyers, Mazda's perks may outweigh space concerns. Paint and build quality woes. Not all Mazdas are created equal, especially when it comes to paint quality. Paint might not be the first thing you consider when purchasing a car, but it becomes a glaring issue when it begins to fade or peel prematurely. Mazda owners in past years have reported problems with paint durability, particularly in older models. Vehicles with certain colors, like metallic reds and oranges, seem particularly prone to chipping and fading. Imagine spending thousands of dollars on a car only to see the paint lose its shine within a few years. This type of flaw is more than just cosmetic. It can affect resale value and owner satisfaction. Mazda faced criticism for these paint issues, and the complaints did not go unnoticed. The good news is that Mazda has taken steps to address this problem. In recent years, the company has improved its paint application process and invested in higher quality finishes. Today's models feature more durable coatings designed to withstand harsh conditions, from extreme heat to heavy rain. Mazda's signature Soul Red Crystal paint, for example, is a testament to these improvements. It combines several layers of reflective material to create a deep, striking color that resists fading. Owners of newer models have reported far fewer paint issues compared to earlier generations. Still, the lingering reputation of past problems can influence buyer perceptions. It is important to recognize that even premium-looking cars can have hidden flaws, but Mazda is improving. Buyers should inspect any used Mazda carefully, especially for signs of paint wear, to ensure they are getting a vehicle that meets their expectations.